Today is Monday and it's a work from home day. It's a little bit cooler than it has been. It's around 32 degrees right now. It's supposed to be a high of 46, but that's still a little bit warmer than what I'm used to for this time of year. So for the month of March, I decided that my monthly outfit challenge was going to be is I'm going to wear jeans every single day in the month of March. Now, the reason I decided to do this challenge is because it's kind of a throwback to my youth. In my early 20s or to mid 20s, I basically always wore jeans. I didn't really wear dresses or skirts, and I'm sure I probably had a few other pairs of pants, but for the most part, almost every day I would wear jeans. So I kind of just wanted to revisit that. And I also own quite a few pairs of jeans in my wardrobe. I probably have around 17 or 18 pairs. So it's also a good way to get my wear count up on some of my jeans. So for my outfit today, I am wearing a McCall's sweater. I can't remember the number, but I will put all of the pattern links down in the description box that I can find. This is made out of a sweater knit that I'm pretty sure I got from Style Maker Fabrics. Then underneath, I just have this Amazon Basics white tank top, and I'm wearing my Abercrombie straight leg jeans. I decided to pull in some brown accessories, so I'm just wearing this brown leather belt and also my Vivaia boots that I got from a sponsored video that I did a while ago. Then I have my little denim Coach bag. This is the mini Rowan. And because it is a little bit chilly, I decided to throw this shawl over my shoulders. Again, I made this many years ago, so I can't remember what the pattern is, but I know it was a free pattern, and the yarn was from Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and I had purchased it at a yarn festival that I went to in Pittsburgh. And it was two different mini skein kits, and they're both rainbows, but one was light and one was dark, and I just combined them. And I really love the way that this shawl turned out. I don't wear it that often, but I do really like the look of it. So that is my outfit for this work from home day, and I will be back in just a second to show you what I've been working on. So over the weekend, I did start sewing my Hampton jean jacket by Alina Design Company out of this dark wash non-stretch denim. It has been a little bit of a trial and error period because I decided that I wanted to do flat felled seams, and it's taken me a little bit of practice to figure out how exactly I can do the top stitching where I make sure that I'm catching the seams on the back. So to be honest, so far the top stitching has not been as clean and as nice as I would like. It's a little bit wobbly in places, but I can already tell that I'm getting better at it with the more practice that I get. And I'm kind of figuring out as I go what techniques to use so that I can get the cleanest possible seams. So I'm just trying to work on myself and let go of perfection and be okay if it's not absolutely 100% perfect. So this back panel was the first piece that I did. So like I said, the top stitching is not the best. I'll come a little closer so hopefully you can see it. And then here is the back side where the seams are nice and enclosed. And then this is one of the front panels. I've actually sewn both of them, but just for the sake of ease, I'm just going to show you this one. And I think this one was the last one that I did, and I don't know if you're going to be able to tell or not, but my top stitching is kind of getting better as I go. So here's the front side, and then here is the back side. I am using Wonder Tape to hold the seam in place when I do the top stitching so I don't have to use pins. And that does make it so much easier, and I would highly encourage you to do that if you want to do flat felled seams. The only issue is that I'm going to go through a ton of Wonder Tape. I had to actually make another wall back order and buy some more because I just know that I'm going to go through probably a couple of rolls by the time I'm done with this jacket. So that is where I'm at with the jacket so far, and then the next part is going to be the welt pocket construction. From what I can remember from the first time around that I made this pattern way back in 2021, I remember getting really confused on the welt pockets. So I think I'm going to have to look over the instructions pretty carefully and make sure that I know what I'm doing before I actually start constructing the pocket and trying to do the scary stuff. So that's it for me today, and I'll be back tomorrow to show you another denim outfit. It's Tuesday morning, and the temperature is about 39 degrees. It's supposed to be in the 60s today, so a lot warmer than yesterday. And for today's outfit, I am wearing my cropped trench. It was a No Me pattern. I will link it down in the description box. Then I just have on an Amazon Basics tee that I didn't sew it. I bought it several years ago, and then I actually did alter it a little bit. I made the top shorter and I shortened the sleeves. Then I have on my True Bias Lander jeans. This is one of my absolute favorite pair of jeans, and I do tend to wear it more when the weather is warmer, but I do wear them year round. And then I have on my cap toe ballet flats and my vintage Coach bag. So unfortunately, I've had a really busy morning, so I have not been able to get any sewing done. And just based on how my week is going, I don't see myself getting any more sewing time until the weekend. But hopefully I'll be back during the week to show you my knitting and anything else that I might be working on. So I think that's it for me today. It's just a short, quick one, and I'll be back tomorrow. So no lie, it is shockingly warm out on this Wednesday. It's 72 degrees outside and roasting right now. I just got home from work. And I think I might be dressed a little bit too warmly. I had a jacket on this morning and I had to take that off. I don't have pictures with it on because it's just way too hot to be wearing it right now. But up top, I'm wearing my white linen itch to stitch shirt. I think it's called the Palermo top and it's from her book So Beautiful. And I don't wear this tunic top very often, but I do really like it. I wish that I wore it more. So this was just a nice little reminder to get it out and wear it. It is a little bit crinkled because I've been wearing it all day. Then today's pair of jeans is my Abercrombie slim straight jeans. And these were a little bit too long for me, so I did cut off the hems to make them shorter. And then I have on my Quince ballet flats. I just got these fairly recently, earlier in March. And then I have on my Isabel Marant wrap belt and my gray bag. So I've had a really busy day at work and quite frankly, I'm exhausted. So I don't really want to spend any more time chatting with you guys today. I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll be more chatty on another day. But for now, I just want to kick off my shoes and relax a little bit and probably watch some YouTube. All right, I'll see you again tomorrow. I picked a bad week to do this video. Today is Thursday and I've been going nonstop ever since I got to work, and I just got off and it's raining and I'm all wet and I'm really tired, and so I don't have anything interesting to talk about really. For today's outfit, I am wearing, of course, denim jeans. I'm wearing my Abercrombie straight leg jeans. The only handmade piece that I'm wearing today is my Jolie Lab mallow top, although that's not true. I'll get to that in a second. And then I'm wearing my Quince leather bomber jacket, and I do have on my red Arios socks that I knit. So I do have something else handmade. Then I have my favorite Coach Rogue bag. And I really just don't have anything else to add because I'm just so exhausted and I want to change my clothes and just lie down for a little while. So I apologize that this video is not everything that I had wanted it to be, but hopefully you'll stick with me and maybe I'll have something more interesting to say tomorrow. Let's hope so. Hey there, it's future Sarah. As I was editing this video, I realized that the footage for Friday was messed up because I accidentally hit the zoom button, so the entire time I was talking, my head was cut off. So I did not think that would make for a very good viewing experience, so I am re-recording what I said yesterday. So for Friday, I was wearing my must-have cardigan that I knit over a decade ago, and then I had it on over my puff sleeve shirt from the assembly line. That's a new piece that I just made. Then my jeans of the day are my Closet Core Jude jeans. And then I had on some suede ankle boots, and I'm carrying my gray pebbled leather bag. Now, if you were wondering if I'm getting sick of wearing jeans every day in the month of March, the answer is actually no. I'm really surprised by that because I get bored really quickly, but I think I've just had enough of a variety in my outfits and enough different styles and washes of jeans that I actually am not sick of it. And I think I'm going to be able to finish out the month without getting really tired of this challenge. Now, don't get me wrong, in April, I'll probably wear skirts or dresses for like the first week, just as like a palate cleanser, but I'm actually really enjoying this challenge, and I don't know, it's been fun. So one of the main things that I talked about in the footage that got messed up was I explained a little intro into the segment you're about to see where I show off the bags that I've been purchasing recently. Now, if you've been following my low-buy journey, I'm sorry to say that I'm failing at it. I'm trying to be gentle on myself and forgive myself and just start afresh in the next quarter. But essentially, I did pretty well for January and February, and then in March, I just kind of fell off. So I have decluttered quite a few of my bags from my collection. I've either sold or donated 12 handbags, but I have added 7 more, which is not great. And the main reason is that I just got obsessed with Y2K Coach handbags. And it's just something about buying bags secondhand. Like, I just really enjoy the hunt. I like seeking things out and researching different bags. And I think that's why I kind of got into this little spiral where I just found all these bags and they were really good deals, or some of them were really good deals, and I just couldn't pass it up. And so I did buy quite a few bags. So in this next segment, you're going to see the bags that I have purchased recently, just the Y2K ones. So I think that's an adequate description of what's about to happen next. So I will just send you there now. So basically, I've entered my Y2K era. Now, I don't even know how I fell down this rabbit hole, but I just became obsessed with finding vintage Coach bags from around the 2000s. And what I will say on my behalf is that I didn't spend a lot of money on any of these. I think the most expensive one was around $120, and then the cheapest one was about $40. So it didn't put too much of a dent in my pocketbook, but still, I probably shouldn't have bought all of these bags. But it is a hobby and I do enjoy it. And for me, it's not just about possessing the bag or carrying the bag, but I also really enjoy maintaining and caring for them and cleaning them up. Although I must say that all of these were actually in remarkably good condition. One of them is basically brand new, and only one of them needed some more extensive cleaning because the lining was kind of dirty. But all in all, they're in pretty amazing condition for their age. So these two are kind of the traditional Soho Flap bag. I got this one with the mini signature print. For the most part, I'm not a huge fan of the monogram print, especially not the original colors like it is on the lining inside here, like this traditional tan seas. Like, I don't really like that color. But there is something about the scaled down print that I really like. So I got this one first. And then I bought this white one because when I was thrifting with my dad when I was visiting him last summer, I actually found this exact bag and I really liked the style, but I didn't end up buying it because although the price was good, the condition was really bad. And because it was a white bag, I just didn't think I was going to be able to clean it up. But this one that I found on eBay was actually in really good condition, and there were only a few little spots that I had to clean. And for a white bag that was made in 2005, I don't think that I could keep a white bag this clean for 20 years. So it's pretty impressive. And these bags are a really nice size. They sit on the shoulder nicely. They have a back pocket that fits my phone, which is really convenient. So I'm really happy that I found these two. And to be honest, I might even get a few more in different colors. And then this one was an absolute steal because it was basically brand new. I don't think that it's ever been used. And this one was the one that I got for under $40. You can tell that it's new because the strap is still really like kind of inflexible. Whereas you can see the leather on this bag, like the handle is so much more pliable and flexible, and they're basically like the same material. So this is a hobo style bag. It also has the little mini signature print. And I thought this one would be a really cute like summer bag. And it actually holds a ton of stuff and it makes a nice little shape when you have all your things in it. It kind of slouches in the middle. And then this satchel here, this is the only one that I'm not sure how long I'm actually going to keep it because I was not expecting it to be this huge. So right now it's completely stuffed. So when I wear it, it would not actually look like this because the leather itself is super, super smooshy and slouchy. And so it looks a little bit smaller when it's on the body. But even so, it's a pretty big bag. And it's also incredibly heavy even with nothing in it. So that's the reason why I don't know if I'll actually end up keeping this one. But I am going to hold on to it long enough to actually like carry it and see how I feel about it before I make any major decisions. But I just thought it was fun because this style of bag is coming more into fashion again. Although the new bags I think are a little bit smaller than this and the handles are a little bit longer. But I thought this was a good vintage option. And this was in really, really amazingly good condition too. I didn't even have to do anything to this bag, like no conditioning or cleaning or anything. So that's just a little bit about what's been going on in my life recently. Hopefully you enjoyed that little window into my obsession, and I'll be back tomorrow to finish up this video. It's Saturday morning, and right now it's in the 40s, but it is supposed to warm up to be in the 50s today, so a little bit warmer than it has been. For today's outfit, I am wearing my Simplicity floral blazer. I can't remember the number, but I will put the link down in the description box. Then I have on one of my merino jersey Francis tees. And on the bottom, I'm wearing another pair of Abercrombie jeans. If you're wondering why I wear so many Abercrombie jeans, it's because they have an extra short length that I don't have to hem, and they don't have it in every style, and I think it tends to sell out quickly. But if you're under 5 feet tall and you're looking for jeans that you don't have to hem, definitely check them out. And this isn't sponsored. I paid for all of their jeans that I've purchased myself. And then for shoes, I'm wearing my Doc Marten Oxfords. Normally when I wear skinny jeans, I wear them with tall boots, but I thought I would try to mix it up a little bit and try something different. And I actually really like the way that the skinny jeans look with the Oxfords. Then I'm wearing my Coach bag. This is the Juliet 25. I just purchased this back in February and I've really been enjoying it. So that's today's outfit, and today I'm hoping to finish up this video and then maybe get a little bit of sewing done, run some errands in the afternoon, and maybe even order some food tonight because we haven't had takeout in a while. So I thought I would catch you up on my sock knitting. Just to recap from my last video, I did finish the first sock, so I'm going to put this one down. And now I'm working on the foot of the second sock, and I just have this sock ruler in here so I can see how long I need to make the foot. So I should be able to finish this one this weekend if I keep working on it, and I'm excited to finish this up because I don't know exactly what project I'm going to work on next, but I do think I maybe want to start a new pair of mittens for my husband because I just recently washed all of his mittens and some of them have holes in them, and so he probably needs a new pair. And then after that, I think I might want to switch to spring and summer knitting and crochet and maybe do something like a crochet top or something like that. So I thought I would end with just catching you up on some books that I've been reading lately. I've read a ton this year, probably already more books than I read all of last year and maybe even the year before. I request all of my books as digital downloads from my library system, And most of the time, the books that I want to read are not available to check out right away. So I put them on a hold list, and then inevitably, like, they all come in at the same time. So it's been a tiny bit stressful trying to read the books as quickly as possible so that I can make sure that I get them all done in the checkout period. So starting with the book that I just finished last night, I will link all of these books down in the description box because I'm not going to remember the authors off the top of my head or anything. But the one I just finished last night was called Pachinko, and it's kind of one of those epic stories of a family's journey from like the 1940s up to the 1980s. And it focuses on a Korean family that immigrated to Japan and what their lives were like. I liked the book. I thought it was good, but it's one of those books that doesn't really stick with you. Like, I doubt I'm going to remember that I read it in a year, which is part of the reason why I joined Storygraph. And I will also link my profile down in the description box in case you want to friend me over there. But I'm glad that I'm logging the books that I'm reading because some of them I just don't remember. And then years later, I'll like come across the title and be like, did I read that? I feel like I did, but maybe I didn't. So I just feel like it's going to be one of those that like I'm not going to remember that I read it, but it was good in the moment. And then the book that I finished before that one was called Fingersmith, and I don't even really know how to describe it to you. It's sort of like a turn of the century England story. There's a girl who is raised by thieves. She meets this con man who convinces her to help him get this rich woman to marry him, and then they'll split the money. But then there's all these twisty-turny things, and I can't really tell you what they are without spoiling it. But it's pretty crazy. I'm not altogether sure that I liked the book, but it does still come back to me. Like, I still think about it weeks later, which I think is kind of a good sign. Like, I guess I could say that it made a pretty big impression. I don't know that I would recommend it to like the average reader, but if you like kind of mind-bendy things, then maybe you would like it. They also made a Korean movie based off the book called The Handmaiden, and it's subtitled, just so you know. And I did watch the movie also, and I would also say that I don't recommend it to the average viewer. It was definitely interesting, I'll put it that way. And before that, I think I read The Heart's Invisible Furies, and that one I absolutely loved. It's the story of a man, basically his whole life from birth to death. It's a fictional story of a gay man in Ireland and sort of the trials and tribulations that he goes through. And I just really liked that book because I felt like the main character as a protagonist was like a normal human being. Like, he was flawed, he made a lot of really bad mistakes, but ultimately he was very human to me, and it was a really emotional story, and I just really, really liked that book. And then I think the book that I read before that, and I'll end on this one, is Station 11. I know that they made a mini series out of it for HBO, and I haven't watched it. I ended up getting this book from the library when I was really, really sick, and it's about a pandemic that wipes out most of the population. So it was not the most fantastic timing to be reading that book, but at any rate, it mostly follows this girl who grows up in the scenario of living in a post-apocalyptic world, and she's connected to this actor who had died at the beginning of the book of a heart attack, and basically everything in the entire story is somehow connected to this actor, and so it's a very cleverly crafted story, but it was also just a little bit too neat, a little bit too pat for my preferences. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good read. That book I liked, but I didn't really love it. Like, kind of all of the little pieces fit together a little bit too neatly for me. So I enjoyed it, but it's another one that I don't know that it'll stick with me for years to come. So that's a quick little recap of the most recent books that I've read. Let me know in the comments if you guys have read anything recently that's been really good. I always love to get new recommendations so I can fill up my holds list on the library and then get more stressed out later. But I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.